Oh, it's good to see you guys. How's everybody doing? Ralph, how are you doing, dude? I can't
I,
believe you're doing this with us. This is
I mean,
great.
I feel like if anyone was going to do it, it needed to be me.
Oh, I'm so made up. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Ralphie's gonna do this with us. Are you serious? This is too much. I'm
I mean,
excited.
I'm just gonna roll straight in and because I think this is going to take about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Um, the first thing that I want to say is because obviously this is for people watching this. This is the BT and Sasha collection. It's 30, essentially it's 30 years in the making. Um, I know that you've both dug into your archives, and this is going to be a mixture of vinyl. There's a cassette I saw in there, some CDRs, some double packs, all the things that have made my life enjoyable in my career. But now people
Oh,
can get this stuff um, when the auction starts. And I think, as well as white labels and acetates, obviously I've seen that you've both signed these records, and there's also little fun things on there like the original stickers or things that basically remind people of their authentic um, you know value, I suppose, or the fact that you've either used them, and then I guess at the other end of the spectrum there's stuff that you've probably never even taken out of the shrink wrap, and people are going to get a pristine something or other if they manage to get it. So there's stuff in there, by the way, Sash and Brian, there's stuff in there that even I didn't know existed.
yeah. No, it's wild. It's like, I mean, what a trip down memory lane to go back. I'm sure for you too, Sasha, to go back and look at these things and
Oh
have
man,
oh
yeah.
my God. I mean, like such wonderful memories associated with not kind of just the creation process of these things, but memories with Sasha, playing them out in places and car rides in like down little farm lanes with, nettles along the side in the middle of the night, blaring Pete Tong and, on the way to shows and, blaring like, Essential New Tune and with old friends of ours. And so like there's so much wonderful memories associated with this material. And I'd forgotten some of this stuff existed too. I bet you did as well, huh, Sash?
Um, it's not like I'd forgotten it. It's just it was like out of my my RAM memory, you know. And then
Yeah, I hear that.
and then you go into your storage unit and you're like, oh my God. And the thing is, whenever you pull out one of these records, it triggers off like a whole domino. You're like ding 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 ding, and you suddenly
Yeah.
remember a whole other bunch of records around that and some labels that are long forgotten. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience to me. I was struggling for many years about what to do with my record collection because I felt so depressed about it. It was in a storage unit and it was collecting dust. And
Right.
what can I do? Should I move it to the house? Should I take it to New York, move it to Ibiza? And at one point, I tried to decide. I said, right, I'm going to move the whole collection to Ibiza. We worked out it was 2 metric tons of vinyl.
My God, you could like make a house out of records.
I was like, okay, that's going to cost a bit of money to move
Yeah, exactly.
it.
Oh man. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, so
just
just pulling out some of those, and and all the memories of being in the studio with you, and I had such magical times with you in the studio. You blew my mind on so many occasions. I remember when we made Too Fat C Words. Um, it was just such a fun session. You were pulling out guitar pedals, and we we,
oh
we were
yeah.
like we were like kids in a toy shop that day.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're long overdue for some more sessions like that too, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
we really are, man. But yeah, same here. It's like I have such incredible memories of that time period. I remember that session as well too, the ride session. And like, yeah, you're exactly right. I remember the pedal too. It's like a Digitech talk box, had the JP 8000 and my Echoplex. I'll still have all these things, by the way, in like force
Well, you said
feedback
you,
the
you said
Echoplex.
you've set up a 90s room in your studio, right? With all the old gear in it. Oh
Yes,
my God.
fully.
I need to
It
come and play there.
Oh, dude, it's so fun because it's like a no computer room. You know what I mean? It's
Amazing.
literally you remember the computer that I used to bring to England, the
That thing with
massive.
the orange screen with like just numbers on it. It was like the Matrix or something. I was like, what the fuck is this thing doing?
Dude, that's the computer in my shop. So it's a IBM 5150 a PS PS2 Model 70. like a 386. It runs DOS. Doesn't have a freaking mouse, no internet. That's the sequencer in that studio. So it's so much fun when you come there. We'll probably spend more time in that room than the main studio because you're not like, oh, I wonder what's happening on YouTube or like checking something on Spotify. You're just making music like we used to do. It's so fun. So, yeah. Anyway, that was such a great time period, and this collection of stuff, like Sasha's saying, it's like, there's things in there that I know are going to have such incredible sentimental value to other people, other than us, and it's part of what we want to share them. It's like it's a time period that a lot of people feel really attached to. I know I see it in social media like regularly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so I'm excited to put them into people's hands that will use them and enjoy them.
Well, people that really, really, like you said, really cherish, really care about them, really cherish them. It depresses me they're sat in a storage unit somewhere collecting dust, and I don't know that it was such a swell of an amazing feeling to see the response of the first couple of auctions, and obviously your tracks were the most kind of the hottest ones of all. So it was, when we talked about doing another auction, maybe doing sort of, I'd seen some videos of you posting online about some of the beautiful things that you had in your collection. So it felt like the natural person to go to next was you. And yeah, it was just such an amazing feeling seeing people just, and we've had emails and people have sent little video clips of how much this music actually means to them,
Yeah.
part of their growing up, part of their discovery of electronic music. They remember nights that they went out to and heard certain things. Obviously, yeah. So I don't know.
It,
It feels
it's really exciting, dude. It's crazy.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you talk about like jogging a memory. Like, I'm I'm next to positive that the ESCM acetates that are in this collection are ones that we had delivered to your old studio, which by the way, I don't even know if it's still there. I want to hear about that. But Lee, you remember the place? Is it still there? Like before I keep rambling, your old room where like we had
Where it did expander and stuff.
yes, exactly.
No, I turned that into my house.
Did you really?
Yeah, whose tunes were downstairs, right? That building.
Yes, that's the one. And like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
was
It was like an
what was he
office
called?
downstairs, and then I had like a studio upstairs. Yeah, I ended up turning that into my house, and
That's
so
amazing, man.
yeah,
Yeah, it was like upstairs. I remember there was the little kitchenette and we get like
yeah, yeah.
fresh
I had all
milk
my vinyl
delivered.
in there as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's right. But those acetates, I remember them being delivered to that studio. I'm pretty sure Aaron cut them and delivered them to the studio. And I'll just never,
Aaron was the best.
yeah, oh, he was incredible, man. And I remember getting those acetates and just like you putting them on the turntable. I think those have probably been played once, and you putting them on the turntable, and fresh acetate has like a smell to it, like this
Oh, it's
incredible
incredible.
smell. And
Yeah,
I
it's
just
incredible.
have this
No, but
visceral memory
Brian,
of that.
the old acetates still smell like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not, it's
probably
not, it's
like
not, it's not quite as fresh, but they still smell like that. And it's
I
like
love it.
as soon as you sniff it, you're like, oh, it kind of takes you back.
It's probably horrifying forever chemicals.
Probably it's melting
It
brain
smells
cells. Those,
great. Yeah, it smells like winning. I love it.
As the, I mean, I'm a collector, but Brian, you are definitely a collector because I've seen you do videos of your records, which you seem to have a couple of copies of. Was it hard to let was it hard to let any of these go, or did you digitize them like Sasha did, and I guess that made it easier?
No, I mean, of course, we digitized them. And yeah, honestly, yes, it is. There's some of them where I'm like, yeah, I have real sort of sentimental attachment to this. And like Sasha said, it really feels like a waste of time. My bar to put all of my stuff in, it's ridiculous. And so, like, it got to the point where some of them just hadn't sold things, right? And so, some of these things going way back. Did you guys freeze or can you see me?
well,
I think you guys froze.
I think you
I'm
froze
back.
for us. You're back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
we just rewind
I'll
there,
start
Brian.
over
We
again.
we lost the last
Yeah,
couple minute or so. Yeah.
yeah, you got it. So, anyway, what I was saying is that it just feels like almost criminal in a way to keep these things for myself that I'm not putting on and using. And I went through this with some equipment as well too, right? I had so much equipment that I collected, like going all the way back to the 90s. And the stuff that's, of significance to me is in the studio. I use it every day. And so I did keep some cheeky stuff that's like really, and it's like sentimental to the point where like, I'm gonna give it to my daughter at a point one day, right?
Right.
Much of this collection is things that like I know are gonna have a tremendous amount of sentimental value to someone else, and they're gonna actually enjoy them and use them, and they're just sitting there, like Sasha said, about his storage. And so, yeah, they are, there's parts of it that's, you go like, oh wow, I can't believe I'm gonna get rid of this one. But like I'll be thrilled to see somebody else, somebody posting on their Instagram that they're having, some freak out listening to it, can't believe they have it. So it'll be thrilling on the other side of it as well.
It will be thrilling. The reaction from the first couple of auctions just absolutely it blew my mind. It really did. I was like
I
my
love
jaw
that.
my jaw was on the floor, and to see and I've connected with a few people that were involved in that auction, and they're hardcore, music fans. This music meant so much to them. Like you said, that period of music was an incredible time for it was the birth of that kind of progressive sound. And
Yeah.
yeah, seeing these things go to people that cherish them is wonderful, you know?
I
Yeah.
mean,
I
at
love that.
the risk of sounding like Indiana Jones, these are like historical artifacts.
We've opened up like yeah, it's like the Ark of the Covenant, literally.
Now, there's one thing that I do need to mention, which interestingly, we were all slightly connected on this one, which is Brian. I messaged you when Sash played Mercury and Solace in Brighton, but it wasn't the original. It was the new version.
Yeah.
And there's a story around this, which is Sash. I think this is where you take over and tell me what your involvement is.
All right, I have to grab something. Hang
This is gonna be good. He's getting a prop.
on.
Are you gonna do a
Oh, yeah.
magic trick, Sasha?
No, I have the only acetate in the world of that mix, and it smells fucking beautiful.
They do smell so good. If you've never smelled an acetate, whoever gets these is going to get this kind of full tactile sensory experience. What's the
So
sense? Smell,
I was
olfactory.
getting ready to do the show in England last year at Tough Manor. It was John and I had been kind of building up our shows in the UK, and it's been going really, really well since COVID. We've been working with great promoters, the Labyrinth guys, and it got to the point where like, let's do a little mini festival outside. And I'm like, okay, we're going to play during the day. Hopefully, it's going to be sunny. Where even if it rains, it doesn't matter. I need to make some special records for this day. And I just started going through like, classic records of mine that, there's been a lot of classic records that have been mashed up and remade over and over the last few years. And it's getting to the point where it's just kind of a little bit boring. But there's a lot of records that haven't been touched. And one of them is Mercury and Solace. And I remember calling you and you're like, well, I've never given those parts to anyone.
No
Uh,
one, no one had them. Sasha's the only person I've given them to.
So yeah, it was so much fun working on that record again. It was like it was giving me goosebumps in the studio. Just it was like a trip down memory lane, but we wanted to update it and make it kind of fresh, and it would work on today's dance floors. And I mean, the original is so beautiful. It's such an incredible record. But yeah, we just took it a slightly different direction. We kept a lot of the integrity of the original track. But yeah, that's the only copy in the world.
So I think
That's amazing.
this where I add that this is also something that's going to be available as part of the collection.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This
we
is,
need to figure out a way for you to sign this as well, because all of these things are all going to be signed by both of you. Brian,
Well,
this is where I remind you that you need to come over to the UK again and come and
oh,
see
well,
Sasha and Digweed.
this is where I like totally light both of you on fire that neither of you have invited me to. I was just giving Ralph so much shit over text message. He texts me and he's like, "Oh, I'm at Sasha and John and we're at a castle in the middle of fucking nowhere." And I'm like, "I hate you, Ralph. Why are you texting me this? You absolute brat. Invite me to these things." And so, yeah, invite me. Seriously, I'll come over. Sasha, I would love to come and play with you and John at some point at one of
Oh,
these
let's
things. We
we
need to
can work that out, I'm
do
sure.
like a thing that's like an absolute throwback to some of those things that it's so incredible when I think about it now, and when we play at events now, and people go to events now, it's like people really don't know what that was like because everything is such a spectacular visual,
Yeah.
situation now. And it's so focused on what's happening visually and so defocused on the music. And I think that one of the most special things about that time period that people forget is how focused we were on the music and the sense of community. And, people get together now.
It's incredible. It's like people, people get you used to be able to get lost in the music,
Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
right.
And now
And
people
now,
can't take it,
and
they've got
now you're like in a sphere and you're like everything's in 3D and it's like a wall of visuals. And so, yeah, but anyway, if you guys don't invite me, like there's going to be a problem. Seriously. Like,
well, I'm coming to Miami pretty soon as well. So yeah, we'll get this signed for sure. Both of us
all
get
right,
signed.
good. That's good.
Yeah, talking about that, someone sent me a video yesterday of the Prodigy playing in Moscow in 1997, I think it was.
Wow.
It's 200,000 people in this square with
Oh
Prodigy
my
playing.
God.
And there's not one camera, not one phone. It's just 200,000 people going absolutely bonkers. And that is the difference. I think people just don't understand these days that you could go out and let yourself go. There was freedom,
Right.
Now, like everything has to be documented. We're going to sound like old farts here, but
No, but it's totally this is a totally real thing. I mean, you see it now like a pushback against this. It's like um it's very interesting. But anyway, yeah, I in all seriousness, like real talk, I'm so thrilled that you and John are doing that and that it's being received the way that it is. Is just really exciting. I see there's a real need for that. I mean, music is one of the most, if not the most ancient language for like connection and sort of sharing of, the human condition and community and all these kind of things. And it gets kind of tainted when, like you said, the whole purpose of it is to be documented and sort of thrown on Instagram or TikTok, which is fine.
I mean,
But like,
honestly, without music, I'd have no friends.
yeah, there you go.
I would have no
Same. Yeah.
friends
Yeah, me too.
whatsoever. I would just be like a person that just wanders around on his own.
I love it.
I think the only other thing I'm going to say, because this is to give people a taster of what is in the auction. Brian, there's a lot of your productions from the early days. There's some of the Warner time stuff. There's ESCM that you've signed. There's some double pack promos, Flaming June that you've
Yeah.
signed, Love, Peace and Grease, right through to things like Somnambulists, Still Life in Motion. Basically, if you're a fan, and I have at least one friend who's going to want about 10 things on this. This is the place where you're finally going to be able to get some of these things. I do like the fact that you've got they're all signed and there are real stories around them as well, which is lovely. I mean, maybe a good place, if there's not anything else that we want to add, is complete. I think it's funny, and I remember Music Magazine hammering you for this, Brian. Let There Be Light by Mike Oldfield. Just like I think at that time it was. I guess it was like, you were being offered a lot of remixes, weren't you?
A huge fan. I mean, like massive Mike Oldfield fan. It's so funny. It's like it's when I think about like those early days, and I mean, what's so crazy about that is like this is a time in my life before I'd ever scored a film or ever released a piece of software. That's
Yeah.
bonkers for me to think about, like, which is like the whole part of my life after that, right? So this is like the very, very formative days for me. So when I sort of reflect on myself at that age and where I kind of calibrated to where I was in my life, my entire priority was working with heroes. It was like I just went down the list. It was like Peter Gabriel, check. Sting, check. Sasha and I
Yeah.
worked with Madonna, check. It was like I was looking to work with these people that I idolized as a kid. And like I think about, it's funny, I think that there's a different perception about someone like that and his body of work, maybe for someone that's English than there is for someone that's, admittedly a Yank, right? So
Yeah.
I think about his scoring work, his guitar work, and it's like just seminal, informative music to me as a kid. And so, like, that came across my desk, so to speak. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, give me everything. And I got to go over there and meet him and hang
Oh,
out with
wow.
him. He had like long fingernails for like playing flamenco guitar, and he had silicon graphics computers, I remember, which is what they did Jurassic Park on. I mean, it was like an incredible experience end to end. And of course, everything I did then at that point, this will make Sasha laugh, was like 27 minutes long. So that
I was
mixed
about
with
to
like,
say these records were so long. I I I look. I got sent the Cool Cuts chart today, and
okay,
I downloaded the record at number one on the new Cool Cuts chart this week.
It's
okay.
It's
47 seconds
2 minutes
long.
long.
Now that does make me feel of a certain age. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, that's too short for a record. What are you doing? 2 minutes? That's like a verse and one chorus. That's what it is people are doing like a verse and a chorus and no
Yeah.
intro. That's the whole song. It's
And
bonkers.
the beauty of all these records is they're the complete opposite of that. Almost all of these records have got to be about 12 minutes long.
They're
Yeah,
basically an
lots of.
album. Yeah, they're a mini album in a record.
I mean, when I make music these days, when I get to 8 minutes, I'm like, okay, we need to edit this down.
You gotta pull it in, pull it in.
Yeah, I think my Embrace the Sunshine mix was 13 minutes long.
And it's 13 incredible minutes too. Sorry, not sorry. Just deal with it.
Right. Well, I think we've covered the main things. There's a load of stuff that fans are going to want here. Um, like I said, there's stuff here that even I didn't know existed. Dina Carroll, Run to You, Acetate.
Yeah.
There's another.
God.
There's just so many of these things in here. So people are going to have a field day. And I guess this is about to start. I'm not sure the exact date, but anyway,
I think it's March 8th, 7th or 8th or something around then.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Amazing. Well, thanks for doing this with us, Ralph. I mean, there's no one better that could do this with the two of us.
I'm just worried that I'm going to be, putting in some bids myself, but I feel like I'm likely to get a chance.
You don't need to be worried about that. You need to be worried about being hung, drawn, and quartered if you text me again from a show with Sasha and John that I'm not invited to.
Well, on that note, thanks guys for taking the time, and I'll speak to you both soon. Bye.